Good morning and welcome back to Solar City Garage. We're back out here in the shop today, and in the last, whatever order this video was in, I shared my concern about the what I call lifters. Some people call them push rods, but they kind of do both, so I'm going to call them lifters from here on out. Are worn down at the top. You know, and sometimes your mind gets a little carried away, like, well, maybe it's supposed to be that way. And then reality sets in and say, no, duh. How are you supposed to stick a feeler gauge in there to set the clearance? So, I was going to take this front cover off anyway to change the timing gear. And this doesn't have the correct front cover on it because it has the older style with the arm fan mount. I have one for the correct 26, 27 down there in that parts motor. Plus I have the right radiator neck / fan mount. So let's take the what's left of the timer off, the front cover, and the generator mount is what I'm going to call it. And then we'll take the camshaft out, pop those lifters out, and see what we've got. All right, let's get to work. There's a 3/4 inch nut. It shouldn't really be that tight. Give it a little whack. Screw the nut off. Just a regular fine thread nut. And there's a little washer that comes off. You can see it's good focus. It's kind of got a little indentation in it there, like a cup. All right, well, we'll set these over here so we don't lose them. Well, the reason it has that little cup is that there's a little pin in there. That cup holds the pin in. We'll set that over there so we don't want to lose that. And then this one had a roller. We're going to replace it with a brush style. Then that just lifts off. There's a little notch in there, you see, that that pin goes through the hole in the end of the camshaft. So rollers definitely got some wear, but it's probably still usable. We aren't going to throw it in the trash anyway. All right, then there is a little brass plate that helps hold the packing in place and keep the oil separated. See if we can get out here. And here's the packing. So that's all there is to what seals the timer area to the camshaft. We're going to put a modern style seal in there. Just because it sounds cool, I guess modern style's got to be better, right? We're going to try it anyway. So, all right. Next thing is this cover has, looks like 3 9/16 bolts. Let's get our ratchet here. Those definitely weren't very tight. Yes, I know I could be using a cordless impact, but what fun is that, huh? This kind of work is relaxing. So let's not wish it away. There's one there, and there's one here. Now up here is where it didn't have a bolt in because the fan arm is gone, and it's got the little adjustment piece on it. Take those 3 bolts. Let's give this a little whack here by the oil spout with our hand. There we go. That just lifts straight off. Down in here you have your crankshaft seal for the front. So, but we won't be using this piece because it has, let's see if I can find it on the picture. It has, where am I at? Right here. This little extra cast piece, which is the adjuster for the fan arm. And this engine doesn't use a fan arm. So, but another good usable piece. It's got a pretty nice oil cap on it, so we're looked out there. I'll put this over here. All right, Here you can see the cam gear, which we were going to replace because this has a fiber one. I don't know, read some horror stories, whatever. Don't know what year it was made, whether it was good batch, bad batch, I don't know. So we're going to put an aluminum one in. But we're going to take off what holds the generator. There's 2 bolts on the side. I think they're 5/8. I deal with metric on a daily basis, so yes, it's 5/8. It's kind of nice to get back to old school tools. Oh, okay. The little short one was kind of tight. Okay, there's the short one. Let's see. Okay, get this one with our fingers. Yeah. So we got that off. Just 2 bolts here and here. 1 long, 1 short. This piece will reuse. Alright, so then you're wondering, well, how do we get the camshaft out? Well, there's 2 bolts. Underneath what we just took off, recessed in a hole here. Right here is a bolt, and right here is a bolt. Those bolts have pins on them that go in and engage the 2 floating cam bearings. You know, those 2-piece things with the little C piece on them. And then in the end of the block is just a bushing. So these are 9/16. You don't want to lose these bolts. A hardware store don't have those. In fact, hardware stores hardly have anything right now. These shouldn't be super tight, shouldn't be stuck. And I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's got a little dimple on the end of her, a little pin. And that's just a lock. So then there's one down here. So there's only 2. Okay. Same kind of thing there. All right, so now the cam, which the bearings might be stuck in there, which is fine. I'm hoping to reuse this camshaft and the bearings and all that good stuff. If I was going to reuse this timing gear, I would not take it out this way, but we're going to reach a flat pry tool under here. And while I pry it, give that a little rookie mistake. See, you got to be sure the lifters are up. Best thing I could do is turn this engine that way, but that's okay. Take 2. Let's try that again, shall we? There. Okay. That's why you just don't go get a bigger hammer, okay? Or a pry bar or whatever. So you just kind of wiggle this around. Give it some love taps. You might have to do a little more prying. There we go. I was not prying very hard. I was just giving that a tap. So let's carefully work the camshaft out of its home. Now right here is that hole in the bearing that bolt goes in. Then there's another one right there. So the cam, excuse me, has taken a little bit of abuse. The sharpness of the, what I call the lift points, don't look too bad. That one there's a little rough on the edge. But you gotta remember, these weren't fine machined, you know, it's not a race cam, let's put it that way. But overall, I think it looks pretty good. We will check that with an indicator, just to check the heights of each one, the overall height. So anyway, camshaft's out. I'll put this over here in a safe place. All right, now lifters. You can reach in here. None of these are stuck, so that's good. Just reach in here, pop them out. In your bottom of your lifter, like this one, there should be a circular pattern, okay? In modern engines, there's a perfect circular pattern. So they run a little higher, spring rate pressure. They're encouraged to rotate. So that's good, right? Excuse me. It's got a little rust there where this has been sitting at some point in its life. And the top of this one is dished in a little bit. So let's get the rest of them out. We'll pick the worst one. I think that's the worst one there. Excuse me. Yep. All right. So, I don't know if you can see that. There's probably a pretty good shot. See, it looks like it's got a collar on it, right? I mean, you can physically stick your finger down in there. But that should be flat across. And then if you look at this end, can you see that straight line right there? See that light change? That is where this lifter quit turning. And that cam just kept beating and beating and beating on that same spot. So it wore it out. Luckily, I think the lifter took most of the abuse. So what do? Well, we're going to have to call our friends go on our friend's website at Lang's and order a set. Most likely oversized. These had quite a bit of play in them. And I think we're going to splurge and get a set of adjustable lifters. Because we're putting new valves in and we're going to have to reset all the clearances and all that good stuff. I think while these are out, it'd be silly not to put adjustable ones in. Probably still going to have to grind some off the valve stems because they're usually pretty long. But anyway, we'll get a hold of Lang's and get some more parts coming. Spend a little more money. Stimulate the economy. I was curious how deep these were worn in. So I've got my performance tool. Oh yeah. Digital caliper here. Let's zero it out. And on the end, it's got a little pin indicator for depth. Okay. Everybody see that? There, see it against my arm? Okay. So let's close this up. Zero it out again. Let's open this up. And then we will push this down till it stops. Wow. I don't know if you can see that or not. That is worn in 66 thousandths. So hey, there we go. Definitely time to go bye-bye. All right, well, I'm going to take just a little break here, go in and see if they've got them and get them on their way. And probably order a reamer to make them oversized. Might as well, we're doing oversized valves. These here are pretty worn, so let's just do it the right way the first time. Since essentially everything else has been done, why not just keep going? Okay, I'll be back. Hang in there. Okay, I'm back. Let's, I got them ordered. Lang's had them in stock. Supposed to be here in just a few days. So let's clean off this last little bit of gasket here. For the front cover, what I call the timing cover. Okay, gasket's off. This hole here is full of dirt. Take something, and it's probably mud daubers. So just clean that out. That's you know, I can set stuff down, and I swear it grows legs. There it is. There shouldn't be any gasket here, but let's get the dirt out of there. I like to get things as clean as possible before we do any, you know, reaming of the valves or lifters. Or I like to get it clean as possible and get the oil rinsed off so that the metal shavings don't stick as easy. Because there's going to be quite a few of them. And when I do this block, we're going to flip it up the other way so that the mag is up in the air. Okay, so we'll let gravity help us keep metal shavings out of there. Okay, it's going to get some, you know, no matter what we do, because it's here. But we're going to just do what we can to be proactive. All right, all except where the thermostat, water outlet on the side of the motor mounts, because the engine plate is there. That's about the only other gasket surface that we need to clean. But there's a lot more things that need to be done here. We need to clean out the steam holes with a drill bit physically, because they get plugged up pretty tight. We need to clean out all of the head bolt holes with a bottom tap that'll go to the bottom. Keep blowing them out, spraying little lubricant in there. Because we don't want a head bolt to bottom out. Take a drill bit and reach down in and clean out the gunk too, by hand, not in a drill, by hand. Come on now, let's not get carried away today. And then we will clean off the block with a wire brush or a brass brush is what I usually like. And I like to use brake cleaner. It's fairly cheap. It cleans really well, dries really fast. The only thing is, you gotta watch the amount of fumage, because if you're having a bad day, by the time you use 2-3 cans of that, it's either gonna be a lot better or a lot worse. So, also, stupidly flammable, okay? So, if you're still a smoker, don't be doing it. Or, you know, fireworks and that kind of stuff. So, anyway, I'll gather up stuff for that, and then we'll be back to start cleaning out holes, clean up the block. Then we start to fix things, which is what I've been wanting to do for quite some time. So, all right, folks, hang in there. I'll be back.